The old adage, the devil's in the details, has never been more true than with Prop 127, the Clean Energy Initiative. Joining me is Stephen Moore, the Senior Fellow from the Heritage Foundation. First of all, welcome back. Thanks for doing this.
Yep.
Let's talk about 127. They're billing this as a clean air initiative, clean energy initiative. What is the real danger in this initiative?
That it will make electric power a lot more expensive, and utility bills will go up, and this will put a very harsh burden on especially lower income families, senior citizens living on fixed incomes, because utility bills will go up if you pass this initiative. Now you're probably saying, well, how can I say that with certainty? Because I've looked at the other states that have done this. You know, you're not the first ones who've done this. Look at what's happened in California. Look at what's happened in New York. Look what's happened in New Jersey. Look what's happening in these states in the Northeast, where their utility bills costs are about twice as high as they are in Arizona.
So what would you say? What are we looking at for increases? Projected increases?
Doubling.
Double.
So if you look at a state like California, their costs are twice as high as what they are in Arizona. Maybe doubling might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but you're talking for an average family, maybe $500 to $1,000 a year more on utility costs.
Wow.
That's a lot. You know?
Is a lot.
Now, the other thing is it's a regressive tax. So these renewable energy initiatives are very, very wealthy people like billionaire Tom Steyer, who's funding this whole thing.
Who made his money in oil, incidentally.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
You know, he made his money on the fossil fuels. Now he's trying to get rid of them. But so it's really, really rich people imposing costs on really, really poor people. Wait a minute, I thought liberals cared about poor people. I thought they wanted to help low-income people. This is a real burden. The other thing I would say, Mike, is look, you already have clean energy. Look, this would basically require half of your energy to come from wind and solar power. Wait a minute, what about nuclear power?
Right.
Nuclear power is the cleanest of all energies, right? It emits no emissions in the atmosphere. If you want clean air, nothing is better than nuclear. It emits that. I mean, it omits that. The second one that's clean, which is what is our fastest energy source in America today?
I don't know.
Natural gas.
Oh,
right?
natural gas.
I mean, we have enough abundance of this stuff. It's cheap, it's made in America, it's reliable, it's affordable, it's clean burning, it's everything you want in an energy source, and yet for some bizarre reason, they don't count natural gas as clean energy. The United States has reduced its carbon and greenhouse emissions more than any other country in the world. Did you know that? I think you may know that, but most people don't.
Right.
You know the major reason for that? Because we're using more natural gas. If you care about climate change, you want more natural gas, not less natural gas. I just don't get it. This must be just some gigantic subsidy to the wind and solar industry.
What is also scary to me about this is that with our ballot initiatives, it alters the Constitution, which means it can't be reversed, it cannot be changed without another ballot initiative. It ties the hand of the legislature, and these are going to be imposed on families. So it is in effect a tax increase. Or like, let's say gasoline. When gas prices go up, families feel it first. Working families feel that it is discretionary income, and it can really cripple a family. If this kind of permanent change means that increase doesn't go up and down. Yeah.
So this is the other point I would make about this. So people are going to hear me say it's going to drive up costs. Now, if you had somebody up from there, they'd say, no, it's going to be wonderful. Da, da, da. My point is, first of all, if solar costs are going to fall and it's going to be so wonderful, why do you have to require people to use it?
Right.
Right? I mean, it's a contradiction. They say, oh, it's going to be so affordable. Well, if it's going to be affordable, you don't have to mandate, the utilities will use the cheapest source of power they can get. But the other point is, you're betting the farm on literally betting the farm on wind and solar. That's risky, because what if it doesn't work out? Then you're stuck with having to get half of your energy. And by the way, everything that we have, this table, that microphone you're sitting, the camera I'm looking at, everything we have is derivative of energy, right? Without energy, we have nothing. You don't want to screw with your energy source. I mean, we passed a hospital getting over here. What happens in the hospital if you get a brownout because you don't have enough electric power? States and countries that are trying to move towards green energy, they have brownouts, they have blackouts because they're not reliable sources of energy. Where you use wind and solar, almost everywhere in the country you have to have either a nuclear plant or a coal plant to back it up. You're going to get rid of those? You're going to shut down your nuclear power plant?
Which makes zero sense.
That's crazy. I mean, you've already built it, you've already paid for it. It's the cleanest of all energy. Tell me, Mike, why isn't that clean energy?
I agree with you, and that's why this proposition, like you said, seems like a subsidy for the solar industry. I always appreciate your wealth of information because of the years you've spent just looking at the economy and what makes good sense and what doesn't. So the reliability of looking at California and what's happened to them, just our neighbors next door, putting this burden on the working families of Arizona that are seeing an uptick in the economy has got to be devastating.
Yeah, and it's, why would Arizona want to be more like California, right? California wants to go to 100%, renewables, which is really crazy, but 50 cent will pose a burden. Look, the great thing about the state of Arizona, I rate the states every year on their economic.
Yep.
We rank Arizona always in the top 10. I think this year you're 6 or 7. That's, you're a really pro-growth state. If your electric power costs go up, now Arizona isn't such a great place to build a factory or build a manufacturing firm or build a business. You will actually see firms moving out of Arizona to places in the south where you don't have to have those high costs. So the left is saying, oh, this is going to create 15,000 jobs. No, if your energy costs double, you're going to lose 100,000 jobs.
You're going to lose 100,000. Always have a wealth of information with someone smarter than you. That's the key to success. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mike, good to see you again.
We'll be back.